Hey, welcome back to the Josh Bots channel. How are you today? Are you doing well? Have you got a tea? I've got a tea. I just made this tea. And I thought I'd just sit down and talk about practicing your instrument every day. Firstly, I'd just like to say a massive thank you to all of my new viewers and subscribers. We're currently sitting at 44 subscribers. Which doesn't sound like a lot, but we've only been here for 2 months and I think things are picking up quite rapidly. I'm quite excited about this channel. So honestly, a massive thank you for being here and watching the videos and things. It means a lot to me. I love making these videos. So this week I've been working on a video in my other channel called Practice Music Efficiently. Avoid these 3 mistakes in your practice. And the video is about these 3 mistakes that I made in my music practice this year. And I went all out on that video. I wanted it to be like really well produced and entertaining with all this kind of B-roll and fancy editing and things. But I wanted to sit down and talk about the topic here on the Josh Bots channel in more of a casual way. So that's why I got my tea. I'm feeling pretty relaxed. It's kind of like a rainy day out there. Anyway, practice every day. I mean, I think that it goes without saying that if you practice your instrument every single day, you're going to get very good. Like, it's a simple concept, really. It's such a simple thing. Like, if you put in daily efforts into something, you're gonna get good at it. Like, it's some people wonder, like, what is the magic trick of like getting good at something, or like, how do I learn to play this kind of music or do that? I mean, it's simple, really. Like, you just work on it every day, and so long as you have the patience and the discipline to keep going every single day, you're gonna get there. And I'm not a pro. I can play the keyboard. I can definitely play my instrument, and I would say that I'm an intermediate player. I'm absolutely not a master of my instrument, but I'm on my way because I'm making daily, consistent efforts. I'm practicing every day, and so I know that so long as I continue to practice every day, I'm going to get good at my instrument, very good at my instrument, later down the road, and I'll be able to play, like I always wanted to play. I'll be able to play like some of my favorite players, and I'll be able to compose beautiful music like them, and perform that music in a really awesome way. And I just wanted to talk about this idea, really, of just practicing your instrument every day. I think that is how you're going to see massive improvement on your instrument. Drink some tea, sorry. So in that video, I talked about the three mistakes that I made in my practice, which was, the first mistake was comparing myself to other players. The second mistake was setting unrealistic expectations for my practice. And the third mistake was practicing too hard and too fast and burning out. So these are very real mistakes, and honestly, I experienced them firsthand this year. Like, all 3 of them, they all happened to me, one after the other. They like, I compared myself to this guy that I saw on Instagram, and I'm very prone to this. I'm very prone to like seeing these really skilled players on Instagram and social media and YouTube, and just comparing myself to them and thinking like, damn, like, this guy is killing it on his keyboard, on the instrument, and then I sit at my, here at this keyboard, and I try to like recreate what he did, and of course I can't do it, because this guy's a master. He's been playing for 20 years, and I've been practicing for like 8 to 10 years. So it's silly to compare myself to him, because he's a master, he's a professional, And what I talk about in the video is like, you know, Instagram is showing us these amazing, incredible musicians. And, you know, sometimes it's easy to compare ourselves to them, which is silly because they're like some of the best in the world. Like, we're seeing literally some of the best musicians in the world. And I don't think it's that helpful to, you know, be scrolling on Instagram through all of these incredible players all the time and just thinking like, ah, damn. I think it's better to put that time into like practicing every day. So yeah, daily practice. I think another thing I talk about in the video is like establishing a system for your practice. You know, my current system, I don't talk about it in that video, but I'll tell you here. I basically aim for 2 hours a day. That's kind of like my goal. As long as I can practice 2 hours a day, I feel like I'm definitely making good progress. So my system is that I have 3 sessions in a day. This is like my desired day of practice. Of course, you can't like do the best practice every single day. You can't achieve your desired practice every single day because we live busy lives. We're students and, you know, we work jobs and we do this and we do that and we have family things and, you know, things come up in our lives. So of course, it's not reasonable to think that you could smash out like 6 hours of practice every single day, you know, and that's my second point, right? Setting unrealistic expectations for your practice. Yeah, but my current system is that I do 3 blocks of 40-minute sessions. So I'll sit down and I'll put the timer. I've got my phone and I set it to 40 minutes and I hit start and then I get started practicing. And I think having the timer there is really good as well, because it's like you put it and you focus on that one task. You focus on practicing for 40 minutes. Well, I focus on practicing for 40 minutes. You know, I do my scales, I do various different things that I'm working on. I practice, you know, some tunes. I do some finger exercises and do different, you know, improvisation practice and all of these different things that, you know, I'm working on at the time. Generally though, I think it's good to like focus on like one particular thing for that 40-minute block. So my second 40-minute block is like, I'll do, you know, like a transcribing task. I'll transcribe a solo and I'll just do that for the 40 minutes. And it means that I can go deep in that 40 minutes. And then once the 40 minutes is up, it's done. You know, I'm done. I've done that session. And if I can do that 3 times in a day, that amounts to 2 hours. And I think, well, that is the best system for me at this time, because I can generally find like a 40-minute chunk of time in my day. Maybe it's between things, like I've just finished a band practice and I've come back and I've got something on a bit later. Generally I'll have like 40 minutes and I'll be like, okay, time to smash out a quick session of practice. And 40 minutes is approachable. Like I can actually sit down for 40 minutes and get to work practicing. And it's not like, you know, sometimes it can be quite, you know, you have to like convince yourself to practice, or you have to like motivate yourself to practice, because it can be like, oh, gotta practice for like 2 hours or gotta practice for an hour. It sometimes seems like a lot, you know, it's like, oh, gee, I don't want to sit down and practice for an hour. But for me, like 40 minutes doesn't seem like that much. It seems like very approachable, and it is very approachable. Like I'll hit the timer and then I'll start going, you know, I'll start playing, and then I'll look at the timer and it'll be like, you know, like 10 minutes left. I'll be like, wow, that went quick. And then suddenly I'm like 40 minutes of practice ahead in my music journey, you know? And I've done my practice for the day. And as I said, you know, I aim for 3 40-minute chunks, which is 2 hours of practice a day. But most days I don't get there. You know, like I said, that's my desired goal, but you know, so long as I'm getting at least 1 or 2 of those 40-minute sessions, I'm making progress because I'm practicing every day. I've got this I've also got this here, which is kind of like my organization journal. I don't know if you can see this. I hope the shot isn't blurry. Far out. I'm having trouble with my camera at the moment. It keeps going in and out of focus. But see here, I've got my different crafts that I'm working on, that I'm spending time on, like doing deliberate work on. And here, this is the piano practice one, and each tick is a 40-minute session. So I'm making progress. You know, every time I do a 40-minute session, I put a dash. And having the system is like accountability, and also it's like motivation. You know, it's like I can look at this and be like, whoa, I've done some good practice. I've really practiced a lot since I started making these, you know, counting, what's it called? Mapping the practice. That's not the term either. Never mind. You know what I mean. But yeah, basically what I'm saying is that I'm seeing a lot of growth in my own playing, and it makes sense why, because I'm practicing every day, and I just wanted to sit down and talk about practicing every day. And if you're not practicing every day, that's fine too. You know, we're all on our own music journey. You know, you make your own rules. You do your own thing at the end of the day. I'm just saying that I think it's really valuable to practice every day, because then you're gonna gradually improve. So long as you're showing up at your instrument. I think there's a great channel on YouTube called Open Studio. These guys, Peter Martin and Adam Manis, they talk about some amazing stuff like practicing. I mean, they're both pianists. I think the channel has like a lot of other great content too for other instruments. But one thing they always say is just getting your hands on your instrument every day. That's so valuable. So long as you're like at your instrument every single day, oh my gosh, you're gonna immerse yourself so much in the music, you know? You know, it's that daily effort, you know? I suppose this goes with anything. If you're putting daily effort into something, you're just going to improve. It's that simple. And why am I making this video? Well, I don't know. I just wanted to sit down and talk about it, you know? I think that, you know, some years ago, I needed a kick in the ass. I needed someone to just tell me the most basic thing. I needed someone to just tell me, like, dude, practice every day. You know what I mean? Like, if someone told me a couple of years ago, Josh, just practice every day, you're gonna get better. Far out. And if I started practicing then, and actually every single day, I would be so much better now. But there were many days that I didn't practice. There would be entire episodes of my life when I didn't practice. But you know, the reality of the situation is, if you want to be a professional musician, if you want to be a great musician, you want to improve your music, you want to improve your playing, then practicing every day is going to get you there. Like I said, you know, ultimately you do your own thing. You don't have to practice every day. But I think it's a great habit to have in your life, especially as a musician, you know, practicing every single day. It can be quite mindful, it can be quite fun. And look at that, my tea is almost empty. I've got one more mouthful of tea left, and I think that'll be the end of the video. And you know what? I think I've found a new type of video for my channel. It'll be tea time with Josh Potts. Tea time with Josh Potts. I'm just gonna pour a cup of tea and I'm gonna drink it as I talk about a topic. And once the tea's done, the topic is done. the video is over. So I've got one more mouthful, and I think I've said all that I wanted to say. This video might have been all over the place, I don't know. If you got value from it, that's great. Please comment down below what you think about practice. If you practice every day, if you don't, yeah. This is fun. This has been the Josh Bots channel. Practice every day. Let me know what you think of this type of content, you know, the talking head video. All I'm gonna do is just put music below it. I'm not gonna do any edits. This is completely unfiltered. I haven't planned this. You know, I've already done the planned video. You can go check that out. Go check out the actual video where I talk about this, and I deliver this message in a much more well put together way. Yeah, so with that professional video done, I can just sit here and talk casually about it, because sometimes, you know, it's better to talk about certain things in a more casual way, I think, more unscripted way, and that's what this video is. I think I'll be doing this more often on my channel, Tea Time with Josh Bots, or something like that. Anyway, here's the last mouthful. Vibe and subscribe. See you next time.